Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to APU and Industry Career live webinar sessions. So, my name is Ryan from APU from Asia Pacific University, and I'll be your MC for these sessions. All right. So, I believe some of you have been through some of our webinar since morning. Okay. So, are you still fine? All right. You can say hello to us on the comment section below. Say hi. Let us know whether you're fine or are you sleepy now. It's a sunny day in sunny afternoon at Kuala Lumpur. Okay, I'm not sure where you're from. Maybe you can also let us know where you're from. Okay, so yeah, the whole event, the APU in Industry Career Webinars is from 25th to 27th today and tomorrow. It's the second day of the webinar sessions. We have covered a few areas of studies since yesterday, such as actuarial studies, AR/VR, game design and development, engineering, and also accounting. Okay, so for those who have missed out the previous sessions, don't worry. You can feel free to watch the replay from our Facebook page or also our YouTube channel. Okay. Oh yeah. So if you haven't followed us on our Facebook or Instagram or even subscribe to us on YouTube channel, please do so. All right. We're going to have two more webinar session today. Which is covering digital forensic, cybersecurity, digital marketing, and new medias. Okay, I would also like to invite all of the participants to join our APU Open Day. Okay, you can go to our website apu.edu.my and click through the Open Day banners. Okay, our counselor is always available to guide you through your future studies pathway. Okay, so for more information and updates, please visit our website at apu.edu.my and follow us on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and also our YouTube channel. All right. So the topic of this current live stream is about the careers in cybersecurity and digital forensic. Okay, so I believe many of you who are watching our live stream right now, you have all these social media's account, online account, online banking account, e-wallets account, a lot of things online, uh, and also a lot of maybe you're storing files, your photos, your videos on cloud server, right? So of course we want all our account and information well protected. Some of us have also those smart devices at home. You have smart TV, smart light bulb, even door locks that are connected to the internet, that you can control via your phone or through internet. And you don't want people to hack your account, hack your Wi-Fi, and just simply control your light bulb, on and off, open your door lock without you knowing, right? And of course, people may hack your bank account to transfer away your money, right? So that is why the demand in cybersecurity and digital forensic are getting higher and higher. All right. Without further ado, we are proud to have Miss Supriya Singh, which is the head of school of our School of Technology, together with Dr. Julia, who is the lecturer of our cybersecurity and also digital forensic program, to talk to you about the career in this area. All right. Let us welcome Miss Supriya and also Dr. Julia. Hi, Miss Supriya and
Hi.
Dr. Julia.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
All
hello,
right.
hello.
Hi.
Thank
Okay.
you, Ryan. Doing a fantastic job over 2 weekends, one after another, hosting all of these webinars. Fantastic. Hi, Julia. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Very well. So, everyone, a very, very warm welcome to this webinar, which is about careers in cybersecurity and digital forensics. We had a similar session last weekend. We are meeting up with new participants today. So, any queries, etc., please don't hesitate to put it in the chat box. This session is basically just to ensure that you all understand what's the technology landscape out there, and then getting or diving deep into cybersecurity and digital forensics. So before I start, let me reintroduce myself. Supriya Singh, Head of School of Technology, and with me is Dr. Julia. She, like what Ryan said, is one of the lecturers who's got a lot of experience in teaching on the undergrad and postgrad programs for these two areas. She's also the head of the Forensics and Cybersecurity Research Center as well, right? So between the two of us, we will try to engage with you all as much as we can and give you a sort of an idea exactly what kind of careers can be opted for in this area, right? So Ryan, over to you. Thank you. So the two domains would say cybersecurity and digital forensics, right? Many of you, the school leavers, might think, does it mean the same? Is forensics part of cyber? Isn't it the one and the same thing? Well, yes, to a certain extent, both areas, whether it's cybersecurity or digital forensics, both are focusing on the protection, of your digital assets and intelligence from any cyber attack, right? So that's the commonality between the two areas. But to put it simply, cyber security would be about prevention. How do you prevent any threats, any attacks coming from outside? And forensics, on the other hand, is about how do you respond if at all there's an attack, right? In terms of ensuring that you're able to gather your evidences from your devices, from your data, and and without compromising it, you're able to actually ensure that it's being provided in the court of law if at all it's required. Yeah. So that's a little bit of the difference between the two. The next, please. Right. So let's look at what is the landscape. I think that we've had quite a few many speakers over today and yesterday who talked about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, about how disruptive, the digital landscape is, right? So if you look at World Economic Forum 2020 and the report that's come out of that, they've highlighted that since 2020, last year, we've had a double disruption, all right? Not only is the fact that automation has come in strong in terms of machines taking over the jobs of humans, but it's a double disruption because of the COVID pandemic, where because of recession, a lot of people have lost their jobs, right? So it's a double disruption, and therefore there's a lot of a change in how things are being done, right? Also, the fact that by 2025, it's expected that about 85 million jobs will be displaced, as in the current 85 million jobs which are currently being run as such, being offered as such, are going to be totally displaced by machines. And there are going to be about 97 million new roles that might emerge. So again, very, very dynamic setup out there, yeah, which we all need to be all aware of. Next, the World Economic Forum has also said that many jobs being filled today did not exist some 20 years ago. Now, if all of you, when you speak to your parents about the kind of jobs they had during their time and the kind of jobs they're seeing for you guys now, right? So jobs such as, an IoT specialist or a cloud engineer or a data engineer or data analyst or a pen tester or a cybersecurity analyst, all of these now are the most sought after jobs out there now. Why? Because we don't have the skills. They're brand new areas that are coming up. So we need skills there, right? So again, it says that in the next 10 years from now, 60% of the jobs will be completely new, right? That means any one of you, the school leavers, joining a degree program, maybe any program, right? Any program in any university, you join the program, there is no guarantee that say 10 years down the road, you're going to have that similar kind of program for which you thought you might be, sort of getting employed in, right? So the reason being that because it's so disruptive technologies that are there left, right, and center, there are new landscape out there totally. So then the question would be, hey, if I join a particular program today, will I not be able to find a job 10 years down the road? So the answer for that is, as long as whichever program you join with a lot of passion, with a lot of focus, with hard work, you're able to get your knowledge and skills right in that particular area. And at the same time, your other soft skills such as adaptability. I think adaptability these days is a big, big buzzword. Your adaptability, your communication skills, your ability to be able to work in teams, right? You're able to actually communicate very effectively, all right? Problem solving skills, and to be able to be very resilient and to be able to work under pressure. If you have all of this with you and strong knowledge and skills in the area chosen for your undergrad degree, you will definitely be employable and definitely be able to survive. So that's very, very important, guys. Anybody for any program, any university, right? Next, please. Yeah. So now this is again the report which says from the World Economic Forum as well. It says the various technology is likely to be adopted by 2025. And this is basically a chart which lists out all the leading technologies. And as you can see, cloud computing is right on top, right? Followed by big data, IoT, and then comes cyber, right? And if you look at this little bar here, the black bar, that is a 2018 adoption. And from 2018, this end is till 2025, right? So if you look at cybersecurity, it's got the longest bar here, which means the maximum adoption out of all the technologies is going to be in cybersecurity. And the reason is very obvious, because if you're saying that all enterprises now are moving on to the cloud, instead of putting it onto the local servers, onto the local um, data centers, they're hosting everything up on the cloud, then in that case you have your interconnectivity of devices, your IoT, you've got your smart watches, your smartphones, you've got your intelligent buildings, intelligent homes, and a lot of data which is passing around everywhere, with a lot of more people out there onto the internet now connected. You are basically increasing your vulnerability for being able to be attacked by outsiders, by cyber attacks as such. And that's the reason why basically all companies now are scrambling towards ensuring that they do get fortified in all possible way where cybersecurity is concerned, right? And that's so evident in the next slide, yeah, where if you look at the cyber skills requirement, right, across the region, across the entire globe, if you home in on APAC, the Asia Pacific region alone, there's a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity workers alone, and the rest of the world in terms of Northern America, Latin America, Europe, that comprises another 1 million. So a major shortage of cybersecurity workforce is very, very evident. And it's now a requirement to ensure that this skills gap gets filled up, right? Next, please. Some more statistics to let us know exactly how serious this problem is. So if you look at the global cybercrime damage by 2021, which is basically this year, right? It says 16.4 billion US dollars per day damages by cybercrime is expected, right? Which amounts to 684 million US dollars per hour, which is 11 million US dollars per minute, which is 190,000 dollars per second, right? That's really huge. And another one says that by 2021, it's going to go to the tune of, on an annual basis, a tune of 6 trillion US dollars of damages that we're going to be seeing, right? Further on, it says that the amount of postings we are seeing in cybersecurity jobs by various employers has gone up by 74%. That means the requirement by practically every company, every enterprise is wanting to have cybersecurity experts. Why? Because they want to ensure that, now that, so many technologies are being used by each and every enterprise, they want to ensure that they are well protected, right? According to Forbes, again, this is according to the top 10 digital transformation trends for 2021, they have said that just that little period between January to April 2020, that was the start of the pandemic, we all saw, right? A hike of 238% rise in attacks on banks was noticed globally, and 600% increase in attacks on cloud servers. So that's how serious this problem is regarding cyber attacks and threats. Next, please. Right, this is through MDEC. We've got this figure from Frost and Sullivan survey, which is pretty good. It gives you some idea of the kind of average monthly salary in Malaysia a graduate would be getting across from different programs, right, with cybersecurity as one of them. So if you look at this one with 1 to 3 years of experience, you can see that a cybersecurity graduate who's had 1 to 3 years of experience in the industry gets way more than graduates from the other backgrounds. All right, that goes again if you have 4 to 7 years experience as well. And then more than 7 years, of course, it's again pretty high. Of course, then comes the big data analyst who becomes a little bit more, because that again is a big demand as well, right? So this basically really goes to show that cybersecurity graduates are picked up very fast by the industry, and in terms of your growth, in terms of your remuneration, it's very good as well. Yeah. Next is ransomware, something very interesting. Ransomware, as we know, is a form of malware, which is an extortion software, right? So it basically locks your computer and encrypts the operating system, or could be individual files, and will not release it until and unless the victim pays the ransom amount, right? Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar or are aware of a very, very well-known ransomware, which was in May 2017. We all heard of it, was WannaCry, right? Now, this was a ransomware which ran across from the US, Europe, up to Asia, right? There were about 300,000 computers which were compromised. And you had the NHS, right? The National Health Services in the UK, which crumbled down as well. And that again was basically using a ransomware crypto worm, right? Now, this was in 2017, and there have been many ransomware attacks since then. So if you look at the projection here, it says that in 2015, we had about 325 million US dollars in damages through ransomware, right? Which went up in 2017, 2019. Now, 2021 has not finished yet, and already it's at the tune of 20 billion US dollars of damages being caused by ransomware, right? So that's really huge. And I think the most recent, which again it came out in the news, was something interesting, Julia, where we saw where the colonial pipeline in the US, which was hacked. Again, it was a ransomware attack, and the entire east coast of the US was plugged down in terms of people could not get petrol, gasoline. They had to stand in line, huge big lines waiting because the entire thing had cracked down on the colonial pipeline. And then again, it says that just 8th June 2021, FBI recovered millions in cryptocurrency they say was paid in ransom to those hackers. So there again, yes, we can fortify ourselves. We can get on to a newer way and better way and more efficient way. But then you have these hackers one step ahead, right, of us each time. So yes, very, very serious threats there. And to talk more about it, over to Julia. Yeah.
All right. So as continuous to what Supriya shared just now, let me enlighten all of you with some info about digital forensics. So organizations nowadays are looking forward to digital forensic experts to be part of their incident response team. So digital forensics, or what we call as cybercrime forensic professionals, are called into the organization to investigate when any information or data is stolen from whether a computer, network, a mobile phone, or any other digital devices. So the forensic team's job is to determine exactly what was done, how it was done, attempt their best to recover and repair stolen or damaged data files. And again, they are working with the other information security experts to prevent it from happening again. So typical digital forensic expert normally works with law enforcement team on cases concerning offenses that are committed on the internet, or also known as cybercrime. So the unique and sensitive nature of the work performed by these digital forensic experts made their job highly demanding and must have for any organization that are dealing with users' confidential or personal information. So on this slide, with all the endless possibilities of these digital forensic, the job market for the digital forensic is also continually growing. Okay, as you can see from the slides, the global digital forensic market is estimated to reach 7 billion US dollar by 2024. And it is also said that the average salary in the field of computer forensics or digital forensic is about 75K US dollar per year. So in the field of digital forensic, of course, it has an array of subspecialties, and thus the average salary of a forensic investigator not only depend on what they specialize in, but of course it ranges on other factors as well, such as your education level, your your experience, years of experience, and then in which type of industry you're working on with, such as the government or the private sector. So let's take an example: employee at the entry level position with about less than 5 years of experience can expect to earn an average of probably 58 to 60K US dollar per year. While employee with mid-level position, probably with few years of experience, can expect to earn a very average of total 80 to 90K US dollar per year. So government agency who's dealing with cybercrime and cyber attacks, take an example in Malaysia, NACSA. Okay, NACSA Malaysia spend a lot on cyber forensic, and they are recruiting more employees from forensic background to prepare for cyber incident response and recovery teams. So the overall growth rate of the forensic market is depicted in the illustration. As one can see, okay, it is an escalating trend. Thus, the demand for professionals trained in this area is only expected to grow further. So moving on to the next slide. So as everybody knows, skills are crucial when deciding to pursue a career in cyber forensic. So having to explain to you guys on what kind of skills required to become a cyber forensic expert, okay, take few skills. The first one, such as the technical aptitude. So having a proper understanding of a working digital devices, definitely, okay? Having the understanding, knowledge of the technical concepts, and then the ability to work in the various technical platforms, doesn't matter whether it's a computer, mobile phones, IoT devices, and so on, is exactly what this job entails. So it is only when you possess sound technical knowledge you can identify and respond towards the security breaches more effectively. If you look at the second point, networking concept, as a forensic investigator, the knowledge of computer networking, okay, LAN, server, extremely important. Okay, as an investigator, networking concept, connectivity, knowledge should be a concern, as the investigation will not be limited to only individual system, but also all the systems that are connected to the network. Okay, another one skill that you should have as a cyber forensic expert is the familiarity with the law and investigation. Okay, so since the digital forensic deals with cyber crime, so the knowledge of criminal law and investigation will be an added advantage. So even though the job role doesn't demand a law qualification, but the procedure, okay, that the procedure that involved in the crime investigation, you can gain it through other channels such as online reading or group discussion. And when you have a good understanding of all those crime, the criminal law and investigation, it will be an added advantage. What else? Communication skill. I think Supriya mentioned just now, communication skill is very important. And in digital forensic, it is essential for you to convey those technical information concisely to those from different levels of technical comprehension. So digital forensic investigator, normally they work in team, and this is where your communication skills play an important role in delivering those findings accurately among your team members. Okay, and for the another skill, aspiration to learn, or what we call as willingness to learn. Definitely, cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field. So is digital forensic. So anyone taking these profession should constantly upgrade yourself to the latest trend, to the latest technologies, to assure a better job prospect. Okay, you have to continue learning. You have to self-educate yourself both on and off the clock, so that because it is an essential trait of the digital forensic industry. All right. So in the next slide, we'll see on what are other career options that are available in cybersecurity and forensics. So definitely the career options are not limited to what being shared in the slides right now. Okay, but let me go through few job options that you might want to consider after you have graduated from your degree or master studies. So we have cybersecurity engineer, architect, consultant. We have forensic computer analyst, the skills I've explained just now. We have security operations center, SOC analyst. We also have cyber threat intelligence advisor, those who love to hack, those who love to go penetrate into the system, to the network. You can opt for ethical hacker or penetration tester. Those who love coding, okay, those who love to find bugs and vulnerabilities in the codes, you can opt for secure application engineer. Those who loves the audit, compliance, governance, you can go for security auditor. And probably those who already have years of experience, you can go for cybersecurity governance and compliance manager, chief technology officer, or chief information security officer, CISO. All right, in the next slide, let me take you on the penetration tester as the first career option. Okay, so a pen tester, or also so-called ethical hackers, also known as good guys lah. Okay, penetration testers are hired by any owner of the organization or any web-based application provider in order to perform vulnerability assessment. Okay, along with other tasks, definitely, and they actually get paid to perform the digital break-in, or they get paid to hack into the system. Okay, so pen tester will normally simulate the actual cyber attacks using basically broad range of tools and methods. Okay, some might be from their own creation, some are already available in the platforms such as Kali, Linux, such as Parrot, and so on. So there are also associate junior pen tester if you just join the team. So normally you become the junior pen tester. You also have the mid-level or senior level pen tester, and definitely the lead pen tester. Okay, obviously it represents sequentially advancing experience levels and responsibility within the pen testing umbrella. But what I want to share with you guys are the skills requirements that are needed if you want to become a pen tester. Okay, so a knowledge of a computer language, any computer language such as Python, PowerShell, Go language, Bash, that will be an extra advantage for you. Okay, definitely experience with handling those operating system, Windows operating system, Linux, Mac OS is also another skills that are required. Knowledge of common pen testing application security tools, definitely when you want to perform pen testing, when you want to hack into the system, you have to have a knowledge and skills in using those tools. Okay, among the tools, the famous one, Kali Linux, Metasploit, Burp Suite, Nmap, Nessus, those are the kind of application security tools that you need to learn in order for you to become a good pen tester. Okay, and it will be also helpful, okay, if you have several or probably 1 to 2 professional certifications that are related to ethical hacking or pen testing. Some of the professional certification includes Certified Ethical Hacker, CEH, OSCP, CompTIA Pen Test Plus. Those are the names of some of the names of the professional certifications lah. Okay. Next, another career option that you can consider is the Security Operations Center or SOC Analyst. Okay, they are also known as frontliners. Okay, where normally the SOC Analyst will be monitoring the networks for any malicious activities. Okay, any anomalous activities that going on into the network, going out from network, and so on. So they are expected to be able to read, to be able to understand, to be able to notify if any cyber attacks happen. Okay, and normally the job scope is being distinguished based on tiers. Okay, we have tier 1, we have tier 2, we have tier 3. So tier 1 is normally the one who monitor, who manage, who review the incidents, assess the urgencies of each of the incident, and then escalate the incidents if necessary. And then we have tier 2. So tier 2 normally they act as the incident responders. Okay, they remediate the serious attacks escalated from tier 1, and then it includes the job of collecting data for further analysis. Okay, and then we have the tier 3. Okay, tier 3 normally works as the threat hunters. Okay, so they will work proactively to find out weaknesses, who is the attackers. Sometimes they provide or they conduct the penetration testing, and they also review the vulnerability assessment. Okay, so skills required also the same as the pen tester: network defense, network knowledge in network, ethical hacking, incident response, computer forensic, and a bit on reverse engineering. All right, next. So now let's look at the secure application engineer. So as I mentioned just now, if you like coding, okay, probably you like coding, you like the SDLC, software development lifecycle, okay, you can look at secure application engineer, or what we call as AppSec engineer, as a career option. So application engineers are not developers, okay, so although they know the full software development lifecycle, okay, their skill set does not include developing the application. Okay, so they basically work together with the developer to set up security controls. Okay, and AppSec engineer, normally they analyze the application source code, the code itself, looking for vulnerabilities. Okay, and by looking into the vulnerabilities, it helps to avoid any security loopholes. Okay, and then after testing those applications, normally the AppSec engineer implements patches, and then they utilize all those shielding tools in order to help to harden the application. Okay, the objective is always to make them less vulnerable to the attacks. All right, so among the skills requirement for the secure application engineer will be the understanding of attacks and threats, definitely. So if you have a total understanding of attacks and threats, you should know the common threats and attacks, and also the techniques that the hackers usually use to perpetrate and how to manage into the vulnerabilities and so on. Okay, in terms of ethical hacking, because you need to test for the application, okay, you test an application for vulnerabilities by hacking it themselves. So at least a bit of knowledge and skill of ethical hacking needed. Cryptography, because sometimes you need to hide, okay, you need to hide the source code from the hackers. So you have to secure the data. So you might need to perform some database encryption, cloud encryption. And so this is one of the highlighted skills. And some of other skill includes experience with handling malware and also technical writing. So because you need to come out with a report, you should keep a detailed documentation of the tools or techniques being used for you to discover the vulnerabilities in the code so that other developers or the teams can review it later on. Okay, moving on. One more career option that I would like to share with all of you. You can opt for security auditor, as I mentioned just now, if you are more on compliance, standard governance, okay, you can opt for security auditor career. So security auditors normally, they execute audits, okay, based on organizational policies and government regulations. So security auditors, what they do is that they work closely with the IT professionals, they work closely with the managers and also the executives. Okay, and together, okay, they develop plans to improve the security compliance, reduce the risk, manage the potential security threats towards the organization. Okay, and among the skills requirement for a security auditor includes strong analytical and critical thinking skills, because they need to apply industry standards, okay, as well as creating comprehensive assessment of their organization security practices. They also need to be familiar with some of the editing and network defense tools in order to perform an effective audit. So be able to familiar yourself with Proofpoint, for example, benchmark ESG. So those tools can help you to conduct efficient audit. Okay, and of course, because you deal with the standards, with the how to say standards and everything, so you have to understand the industry data security regulation.
Yeah, Dr. Julia, let me just interrupt. There's a little bit of a breaking of your voice happening right now. You're frozen as well. Yeah, it's you're back. You're back now.
Okay.
Please continue. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So in the next slide, I will share with you some of the professional certification, okay, that can help to boost up your career in the cybersecurity and forensic domains. But definitely the options are not limited to what being listed in the slides. Okay, these are among the top cybersecurity professional certificates that are recommended. Okay, among the listed one are the CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional. We have CISM, Certified Information Security Manager. We have the CompTIA Security Plus. We have the CISP, Certified Information System Security Professional. We have the OSCP. We have the Certified Ethical Hacker, and so on. Okay, so there are also other popular professional certification. Okay, such as Certified Information System Auditor. Those who opt for Certified Security Auditor, you can go for CISA. And we also have the Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator, CHFI, those who want to opt for Digital Forensic Investigator or Digital Forensic Analyst, you can go for CHFI. And then those who have interest in networking, for example, you can go for Cisco Certified Network Associate Security, CCNA. Okay, so normally students will ask me, okay, which certification programs that I should go for. Okay, because there's a lot of professional certification and the price is not cheap. So which one should I take? So my answer is always to pick your focus. If you think that you want to focus or your interest is more on ethical hacking, okay, you like to break into the system, you like to try new tools in Kali Linux and so on. So probably you want to opt for CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, or you want to go for OSCP or Computer Security Plus. If you're interested more on auditing, auditors, and so on, probably you can go for Certified Information System Auditor. Okay, and if you're more towards networking stuff, then you can go for CompTIA Networking, or you can go for the CCNA, the Cisco Certified Network Associate Security. Right. So next, yeah, this one is over to Supriya.
Yeah, Dr. Julia, I think there's a little bit of a connectivity issue there. So just if you could stop that while I finish off my stuff, right? Right. So let me just continue from where Dr. Julia left. A fantastic description about the kind of jobs available in cybersecurity and digital forensics areas. Very exciting areas to be in. I'm sure you all would love to kind of pursue these areas. Very new areas and interesting areas, especially the ethical hacker and the pen tester kind of stuff, right? Now, let's see what the industry has to say regarding how important cybersecurity skills are. So we've got a couple of quotes from people up there, like for example, the MDEC Vice President. MDEC, as many of you would know, is the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, which basically is an arm of the Malaysian government, which looks into digitalization of the economy. So what the vice president here said that the remote working, which has now started off since 2020, right, has basically put the pressure on companies to actually upgrade their IT infrastructure, get on to better internet access, better digital tools, etc. Right? So all that is happening. At the same time, it's now very, very important to secure your digital access to company resources and systems, because now it's extremely important because of the fact that attacks can put a business in a very, very precarious position, right? So that's from the MDEC vice president. Similarly, Datuk Wahab, the CEO of Cybersecurity Malaysia, what he says is now that the cyber threats are on the rise and national security as well as public safety are of utmost importance, right, to our daily operations. So therefore, now he is also stressing the needs for having the necessary skill sets, knowledge, and tools required to ensure that we're able to protect enterprises, organizations, individuals, etc., from various cyber threats, right? So it's a real thing, it's a real concern from the part of the government and CSM as well. Next slide, please. Um, Ryan, the next slide, please. Yeah, thanks. So there's a person called Kevin Mitnick. I don't know how many of you have heard of him, but he was a very notorious, the most wanted hacker in the 1990s, right? Since then, since 2000, he's a successful security consultant and a public speaker and an author, right? So what he says is that companies spend millions of dollars on firewalls and secure access devices, and it's basically money wasted because none of these measures address the weakest link in the security chain, which basically are the people who use, administer, and operate computer systems. And that's so true. That's basically all of us just clicking on one email, a malware or a phishing email that comes in, and that's how it basically, the entire system, the entire organization can get attacked by that one sort of overlooking of a malicious email that's come through the system. So we as all of us, employees or whatever, working in any organization, we all need to be very, very aware of these kind of malicious attempts, number one. Number two, in case anything happens, we got to be very sure about how do we respond to any of these attacks, right? And take the right measures. So that's very, very important. Next, please. Right. So we all know that Asia Pacific University was one among the select few in 2017 to be called a premier digital tech university. Now, this again was a status given to us by MDEC after a very, very comprehensive audit of our resources, of our infrastructure, of the skills, of the faculty, etc., that we have on board. And only then did they give us this particular status, which every couple of years we need to renew it. And there again comes a very comprehensive audit for the renewal purpose, right? So what does it mean to you as a student who were to join us in APU as one of the students, right? So basically, with being a premier digital tech university and you're a student of this particular university, you'll get a lot of freebies in terms of boot camps, trainings, and then because MDEC now has given us the status, it takes a lot of proactive initiatives to get into these tripartite agreement between MDEC, academia, and the industry to ensure that the digital gap that we are seeing right now gets filled up, right? So lots of trainings, lot of industry exposure we get from through MDEC, right? And that's one of the reasons the cybersecurity talent zone, which Dr. Julia is going to mention later, is one of the initiatives by MDEC to ensure that that's the kind of inputs and initiatives it's putting in to ensure that the economy really gets digitalized, and the academia is behind it to ensure that we're able to generate students or graduates with the necessary skills and knowledge to fill that gap, right? Next, please. Right. So looking at our School of Technology, we've got a whole lot of programs, not only just the cybersecurity and digital forensics as what was covered right now. So it's under computer science, cybersecurity, and it's again computer science with the specialism in digital forensics we offer. Along with that, if you are aware of any of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 technologies, right, we are now under our school, we're covering practically most of them. So if you're talking about cloud computing, network computing, mobile technology, Internet of Things, fintech, digital transformation, we have programs in each one of these areas, right? So that's basically what School of Technology offers at the undergrad level. We've got programs at the pre-university, and we've got programs in the postgrad as well. All right, next, please. Right, our USPs. So, like what I said earlier, we have very, very strong industry collaboration. Our main partners, if I'm looking at just cybersecurity and digital forensics, our main partners would, of course, be Cybersecurity Malaysia, KPMG, Cybertest, Tech Forte, Rochester, F-Secure, and many, many more, right? And what kind of partnerships or collaborations we're looking at? Well, we're looking at these intervarsity competitions, which are sponsored by all of these companies. We also look at, the Capture the Flag monthly student trainings we conduct for our students as a as a value added initiative from our side, from the school as such. We've got a state of the art cybersecurity talent zone, which is going to be shown to you soon by Julia. And then we also have a research center, the FSEC Research Center, which is basically a group of very, very enthusiastic staff and students looking into research areas in this area and collaborating with the industry in coming up with projects, right? We also, of course, have the master's and the undergrad degree programs in this area. Our teaching staff are basically certified guys for under PGI UK, under Rochester, under ISACA or Cisco CCNA, or even EC Council's CAH, right? So very, very well certified teaching staff teaching on these programs. And yeah, so that's about the school. And then, of course, the fact that we win a lot of competitions, which again, the more if I say it, it's not as effective as the pictures which you're going to be seeing soon. Over to Dr. Julia.
Okay. Next slide. Oh, yes. All right. Looking at, since our focus for today will be on cybersecurity and forensic. So in APU, we have basically three undergraduate programs that focus more on cybersecurity and digital forensic, which is the first one is the Bachelor's Computer Science Cybersecurity. So, and then the second one will be the Bachelor in Computer Science, Specialism in Digital Forensic. And then we have the Bachelor in IT, Information Security System. And also we have one postgraduate program, which is Master in Cybersecurity. All these programs are specifically designed to provide the students with the ability to develop not only technical knowledge, but also the soft and the hard skills, and also the backgrounds needed focusing on cybersecurity and information system security. So looking at the Bachelor of Science Computer in Cybersecurity, the modules that we covered for this program includes the security and forensic technologies, practical CTF strategies. CTF is also known as capture the flags. It's actually a game where hackers have to find bugs, solve puzzles in order to find flags and to complete the challenge. And then deep learning, intrusion detection, advanced cybersecurity, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, and also advanced software security. And the career options, again, it's not only limited to what being listed in the slide, but also those career options that I have shared with all of you just now. So among the career options, if you graduate from the Bachelor of Computer Science Cybersecurity, you can opt for cybersecurity consultant, you can go for cybersecurity incident response analyst, you can go for cyber threat intelligence advisor, and of course, for those who interested to become a pen tester, you can opt for penetration tester as your career option. Next, moving on. The second program is Bachelor in IT Specialism in Information System Security. Again, you can see the similarities in some of the modules. Okay, we have ethical hacking and incident response. We have network security. We have wireless and mobile security. We have computer system security. We have database security and penetration testing. Okay, so all these modules are basically focusing more on the testing, the security of the system, of the database, of the networking and mobile. So the career options will be more towards the information security consultant, application security engineer. But definitely, if you want to go for forensic analyst, or if you want to go for security operations center analyst, you can always go for it as well. Okay, next slide. So the third undergraduate program will be the Bachelor of Computer Science Specialism in Digital Forensic. Again, the modules covered will be security and forensic technologies, ethical hacking and incident response, practical CTF strategies. And then when you move towards level 3, you can see more specialized modules that focusing in digital forensic, which is the advanced forensic methods, mobile forensic, legal and professional practice in cyber world, and deep learning and intrusion detection. Okay, just now I mentioned about the law, the regulation, you work with the law enforcement team and so on. So there's a need for you to learn about the legal and professional practice as well. So the career options, again, not limited to what being listed. You can go for digital forensic investigator, you can go for forensic, computer forensic analyst, and also cyber defense forensic analyst. But if you interested in going for pen tester as your career option, you can always go for it as well. Next, we have our postgraduate program, which is Master of Science in Cybersecurity. And among the modules covered is the Information Security Design, Advanced Ethical Hacking, okay, Advanced Digital Forensic, and you can see much more specialized modules such as the Security Operations Center and Incident Response. We have the Security Audit and Assessment, and also Data Analytics in Cybersecurity. Okay, so other than all those career options that I mentioned just now, sometimes those who go for or opt for our Master of Science in Cybersecurity, some of them are already working. Either they have worked for several years in the industry and then they want to continue their studies, so they take the Master of Science in Cybersecurity. So after they have completed their studies, basically they have much more options to upgrade themselves to become a cybersecurity manager or information security manager. All right, moving on. These are some of the quotes that I'm able to retrieve from our alumni. Okay, so Imran, okay, Imran is one of our best student, I can say. He's also the ex-president of FSEC student section. Okay, so he quotes that in APU APID, I found opportunities to build a professional network and keep my skill in shape before stepping out into the workforce. Drink all the Red Bull, hack all the things. Okay, so Imran is basically not only champions in most of our hacking competition and also cyber challenges, but he also currently working together with the lecturers, working together with the current students in APU, giving out the webinars, seminars, and also all sorts of training in order to pass on, to continuously support APU students in terms of the cybersecurity and forensic skills and knowledge. Next, we have our second alumni, Sharon. Okay, so he quotes that, work for that feeling that you have accomplished something. Don't waste your time in APU without making a mark. Explore opportunities that fear you to build you. So Sharon is basically, he was the head project for our augmented reality challenge for APU InfoSec Day back in 2019. And he's currently working as security delivery analyst in Accenture. Next, another alumni, Sri Taran. Sri Taran is also our ex-secretary of FSEC student section. Okay, quoting, APU UPIT allow me to become the best version of myself, not only in the world of cybersecurity, but also in personal development. I was able to not only attain the best knowledge in cybersecurity, but also had the opportunity to spread the knowledge to all future cybersecurity specialists. Red Bull makes you try harder. Okay, so so all the three of them are actually best friends. Okay, and Imran, Sharon, and Sri were among the top achievers in APU, where they excel in both academic and extracurricular activities. So they have won tons of awards. They have achieved a lot of excellent achievement, especially in hacking competitions and cyber challenges. And you can see their photos everywhere later on. And great news is that they are still continuing in contributing to our current students by organizing webinars, workshops, and CTF challenges. Yep. Next. Next, please, Ryan.
Oh. Okay, I think you're back. So this is the fun part, isn't it, Julia? Now we're going to be talking about the competitions and all the photographs to show how exciting extracurricular activities are going on, right? Apart from studying, right? So that's the highlight which we want to show. And Ryan has to come back. In the meanwhile, oh yeah, all right.
Okay, all right. So, all right. So, just to share, in APU we have our own cybersecurity talent zone. Okay, so our cybersecurity talent zone is a clear and perfect example of how APU collaborates closely with the industry-leading organization in order to expose our students what we can say as best-in-class technologies and systems. So the zone was launched back in 2018 by our Minister of Communication and Multimedia back then, Yang Berhormat Gobind Singh Dio. And it was established under heavily support from our industry partners such as Forte, Cyber Test Systems, Cisco, and definitely MDEC. So this zone basically features a fully functional security operations center, SOC. We also have a full-fledged cyber threat simulation and response center, also known as Cyber Range. We have Cisco Networking Academy and Lab. We have Center for Research and Development in IoT Credit, and also the Forensic and Cybersecurity Research Center. So a bit on the SOC, moving on to the next slide. Yeah. So under the Tech Forte's elite program, the cybersecurity forensic and the ITISS students are given 1 semester to experience the life as a tier 1 SOC analyst. They'll monitor and they will analyze the real network traffic from within a real SOC infrastructure in the talent zone itself. So this program, the elite program, aims to equip our APU students with the industry-like experience in cybersecurity operations center, definitely for better career readiness and employability. So once they have completed the 50 hours, the certificate of completion will be provided by Tech Forte. Okay. Next, we have the Cisco lab. So Cisco Networking Academy Lab is with the collaboration with Cisco. It is built to provide hands-on experience and also to gain practical experience and industry practices, focusing on computer networks. So the lab is equipped with routers, switches, all those software for the students to have a hands-on experience in designing, in simulating, testing, all those computer networks. So the lab is also used by the Cisco Networking Academy program in order to equip the students with hands-on digital skills training. Next, we have the awards and achievements. So here are some of the, I think, photos or screenshots to share with all of you. Over the years, APU has secured more than, I think, 200 awards at local, regional, and international level. These awards serve as, how to say, acknowledgement, okay, of the achievement of not only APU, but by our students. So reaffirming of our standing as being among the leading technology institution in Malaysia. So among the awards and achievement, as you can see in the photo, we are the winners of 2018 hackathon organized by Uniten. We are also the first runner-up and also the champion in the KPMG Cybersecurity Challenge. In the next slides, we can see Imran again in the photo. Okay, so Imran with the team has won the champion for the EY Asia Pacific Cyber Hackathon Challenge back in March 2019 in EY, Hong Kong. And next, yeah, again, Imran, Sri and others, okay, we are also the champion in the Cyber Heroes competition back in 2019, where we collaborate together with the Standard Chartered and also Cybersecurity Malaysia in organizing the event and also the challenge. And then moving on to the next slide. Yeah, we also won the F-Secure InterVarsity Cybersecurity Challenge. We became the champion for the year of 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2020. And then we are also the we are also the champion of the Top University Award. We're able to secure Top University Award for the KPMG Cyber Challenge back in year 2018. So other competition that we have won by the team, by APU team, of course, the Regional Cyber Challenge, RCC, organized by SilentSec and Cyber 8 Labs in the photo over there. So it's basically, the competition was a virtual competition and we compete with several other countries around the globe. And among other competition that we are able to secure the medals are the next. Yeah, Cybersecurity Excellent Award. So APU have become the gold winner for Best Cybersecurity Education Provider in Asia for the year of 2019 and 2020. And the most recent achievement and awards that we're able to retrieve for this year in the year of 2021 is one of our team, Team Tech Priest, has become the champion for the Cisco National Packet Tracer Challenge. And again, for the year of 2021, APU able to grab the gold winner award for Best Cybersecurity Education Provider in Asia, making us the champion and the gold winner for 3 years in a row. Yep, I guess that will be all from me. So
I think, Dr. Julia, it's always a pleasure to have students win these competitions, and that actually shows, it's just not the knowledge and skills they've gained during their lecture sessions and their labs and the tutorials, but these are the kind of guys who go out there, challenge themselves, problem-solving skills, working in teams. Now, if you look at, those 3 students, the alumni you were talking about as good friends, they are from different countries, from different backgrounds. and to
Correct.
come together and collectively work together as a team and to win these awards. I think that's
Right.
fantastic. I think where cybersecurity and forensics is concerned, we have been invariably top-notch winners in practically most of the intervarsity competitions. So a great pride for the school, and very, very, very happy about that. And then I think even kudos to the mentors, the staff members who actually coach and guide these students, right? So that's all from our side. And if there are any questions, we are more than happy to take the questions. Any questions? Ryan, I think we can't hear you really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
Um, hear me now?
Sorry.
Okay. uh,
How are the assessments? Are they being
how?
updated earlier, or keeping up with the reality of digital era? Okay, how are the assessments? Are they being updated? Of course, we definitely need. That's Shubha. Thank you, Shubha, for the question. I'll just take that on. How are the assessments? Well, assessments, according to forget the assessments, even the content. If you talk about the content, because technology, like what we said in this last 1 hour, has is changing so rapidly, we've got to ensure, the lecturers need to ensure that the module content is updated, all right, in terms of whatever we are teaching, in terms of the course learning outcomes, the topics being covered, the technologies out there. We need to ensure that the content is abreast with exactly what's happening out there. That's number one. Number two, if that's abreast, then we need to ensure that the assessments that we give our students also are being updated, all right, and basically is very, very relevant. Also, the fact that no assessment as such can be repeated uh, uh, consecutively for different intakes, because that's another regulation, that we need to ensure that there's always a freshness in the assessments that we give our students, right? So that's definitely the case. And also the fact that you're talking about keeping up with the reality of the digital era. It's difficult. I fully agree. It's a case where we have to always be on our toes. But yes, that is a challenge. But we try to ensure that all of that is kept in place. Also, the fact that many of our modules are industry relevant, or certification materials have been embedded in our modules. So whatever is out there which is being used in the industry, whether it's the AWS certifications, whether it's the Cisco CCNA certifications, we need to ensure that that relevant material which is out there being used as certification materials is being taught to our students, right? So I hope I've answered your question. Shubha, thank you for that. How is the APU syllabus special than the other institutions? Right. So, number one, any new program that we come up with in Asia Pacific University, not just the School of Technology, across the board, the first thing what we do is benchmark the curriculum that we have come up with, a draft curriculum, against leading universities, both local and overseas. That's one. Once that is done, then what we do is include our industry partners, whether in, like in cybersecurity and digital forensics, it's going to be KPMG and CSM and F Secure were the ones where we contacted them to get their feedback on our curriculum, right? So not only are we benchmarking our curriculum against competitors overseas and locally, but we're also ensuring that it's industry relevant materials that we are offering to our students, right? So that's very, very important. And then, of course, we have annual updates because you have external examiners looking at module level stuff. We have program advisors looking into our programs. We also have industry advisory panel on an annual basis. We meet up with them to get to know the trends and technologies which are out there. And if you feel that perhaps it's time now to venture into this new program offering, perhaps that's another good way of ensuring that we are basically current with the times, right? So fantastic question, Shavina. I think there's so much to talk about here. I don't know whether I've missed anything, but yes, that's what we try to ensure. Wow, there's so many questions coming up. As a person who knows nothing about cybersecurity, what should I expect? What are the skills I need to have? Over to you, Dr. Julia.
Okay, I think this one I've already covered in the career options, and you can see that the list of skills requirement that are being listed are about similar. Okay, are about similar, but then it's not also limited to those or to people who have the cybersecurity or forensic background, because all the skills also can be learn. Okay, so that's why if you're able to remember back on the final point that I've shared is on the willingness to learn. Okay, so willingness to learn simply means that cybersecurity, digital forensic, yeah, okay, aspiration to learn. So cybersecurity and forensic is a constantly evolving domain, as I can say. So you should also be able to always upgrade yourself to the latest trend and technologies. Even me as a lecturer also doesn't mean that whatever tools that I'm using right now, whatever skills that I have right now is still relevant in next year or next 2 years. So I will always have to constantly learn new skills, new knowledge, where I think if you don't have any skills or knowledge, you can also get yourself equipped with those knowledge, because all those information are also available on the internet. So no issues with not having any knowledge or skills in cybersecurity, as long as you're willing to learn, as long as you're willing to keep yourself update to the latest trends and technologies. Definitely, you can manage it.
Yeah, let me just add, that's a very good question, a very, very good question. I would just like to add, guys, anything that you take up, any program that you take up, have that focus and that passion. All right, you have these two things with you. Nothing is going to stop you, and don't worry about prerequisites, etc.
Correct.
Be hardworking, be passionate about it. Sky's the limit for you. All right. Yeah.
All
Ryan,
right.
any
Thank.
more?
There's. Let me see. Okay. What's the difference between digital forensic examiner and investigator? Looks
I'm
like the
hungry.
same to me.
I can take that, but basically, if you ask me, there's not much different.
Yeah.
Basically, organizations or company use different naming, different terms, but basically the job scope will be similar. So it doesn't matter you are digital forensic examiner or digital forensic investigator or digital forensic analyst. So basically, it's different between the terms and naming or your title of your job only. But basically, your job scope remains the same.
Okay, there's one last question. How about IT risk manager position? Will cybersecurity degree helps on it?
Definitely.
I believe so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's not focusing only on cybersecurity degree.
Yeah.
As long as you have the skills of problem solving, because we're talking about risk. Okay, so problem solving, analytical skills, good communication skills, and you're talking about IT risk manager. So basically, working under pressure in order for you to manage all those risks, all those incidents. And yes, when you have a cybersecurity degree, definitely the modules that we covered for the cybersecurity degrees includes risk assessment and risk management as well as part of the program. So yes, definitely cybersecurity degree will help if you focus in class.
Very
All right.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's all for now for the Q&A. So right, I think
Yeah.
probably this
Thank
is
you.
gonna be the end of the sessions. So here
Great.
I would like to say thank you very much to Miss Supriya and also Dr. Julia for joining us for the webinar. All right.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much,
much.
Dr. Julia, and thank you, Ryan, for helping us out. And
Thank you.
fantastic, everyone, to the audience. Any questions, kindly contact us anytime. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Supriya. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Julia.
you.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. So yeah, this is the end of the sessions. Sorry for the technical issue just now. Probably the internet access wasn't, quite stable just now. But yeah, this is how things is now, right? The new norm. All right. So talking about the new norm, we're going to have one more last webinar today, which is at 8 p.m. That is talking about how digital marketing and new media is become the new norm. All right. So stay tuned. Follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channel, and you can watch it live of the webinar at 8 p.m. later today. All right. Thank you very much for joining the session now. All right. Thank you and bye bye.